Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is one that is really dramatic, but I still think that the way that I created this look is very wearable, very easy for anyone to recreate. There's a lot of steps and mostly it's blending because it's a darker look. And I felt like doing something dark with this palette. This is the I Heart Chocolate from Makeup Revolution. I was asked to do a look just with this palette on Instagram. A lovely follower of mine who's such a sweetheart on there by the username Ruby73, I put it at the bottom of the screen. She requested that I do a look just using this because she ordered it after watching my videos and per my recommendation decided to pick this up. So if you're not familiar with I Heart Makeup, they make really great affordable dupes for high-end products. Very good quality, very good packaging for dirt cheap. Like so freaking cheap. This palette right here, the I Heart Chocolate, is their version or their dupe for the original chocolate bar palette by Too Faced. So it's exactly laid out the same way, the colors are the same. And this palette itself is $12.50 when you convert it from British pounds to US dollars on the Makeup Revolution website, which will be linked down below, and it's not affiliate, they don't know that I'm doing this video, but this palette is freaking amazing. I mentioned this in my favorites for June and July. I love it, and I'm so glad that she asked for this because I am loving this look, especially paired up with this brighter lip, which again, totally you can do a nude lip, you can do a pink lip, you could do a red lip. Who freaking cares? Whatever your mood is, you can do that color on your lips because this is very neutral, still smoky, but the color and the tones that I'm using can go with absolutely anything. So I hope that this video is helpful if you're wondering about this palette, this brand. If you have any more requests, please leave them in the comment section. I hope that you enjoy this look as much as I do, and stay tuned because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it.
Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is take these two colors in the palette. One is called Chocolate Love and then the other one is You Need More. One is like a champagne, the other one is like a taupey bronze color. And I'm going to start with the gold one, and I'm using a flat shader brush. This is the one from Morphe brushes. It's, I think, the red sable one, but just any flat shader brush that can pack on some color, because we're not using a base. There's no need to use bases with these because they're so pigmented. But I'm going to start packing the gold one, the lighter one, on the inner part of the eye, and then on the outer half, meeting up to that gold, I'm going to use the You Need More, which is a kind of purpley taupe shade with a little bit of bronze. So if you don't have this palette, you can just use anything that you've got that's similar to this, but I'm going to basically wedge that into the outer part of the eye. And then I'm going to take the brush and just kind of pat where the two of those colors meet, and doing that a couple times will blend the shades together so you don't really have to work that hard with it. And then I'm going to go in with a small round crease brush to kind of soften the edges before moving on. Then I'm going to start layering some colors, starting off with Thank Friday. This is a light, very light tan shade with a big fluffy crease brush. This is also by Morphe brushes, and I will have their site link down below because their brushes are really great. But I'm just going to kind of go back and forth and work that color in. This is going to be like the transition shade. This is the first step to building the crease. And then I'm going to move on with this lighter shade, You Need Love. And I'm going to mix that with Endorphins Ready, which is a shimmer. And I'm going to use that on a MAC 239 as my brow highlight. One color is matte and the other one is kind of sparkly, so I mix the two. Then with a pointed crease brush, I'm going to go in with this color called One More Piece, which is sort of like a mid-tone tan shade. And I'm going to just take the very tip of that brush to start working that color into the crease. This look, it takes a lot of blending. It's not going to come together right away. I am layering colors so that they kind of sort of blend together and blend out easily. And as you can see, I'm going back and forth and just sort of working that shade and just kind of taking my time with every color or tone of brown that I'm going to be using, because I'm using all of the matte brown shades in this palette. So I'm going to layer them together, but I'm blending. So now I'm taking another shade, which is called Pleasure Girl, if you're following along with this palette, and this is more of like a deeper chocolate brown color. It's got a slight kind of reddish tinge to it, but it's not super red. And I'm going to go over what I've just blended out, again concentrating those darker colors to the outer V at this point, because I have 2 of the tan shades already in the crease. So now the darker colors are going to be on the outer V, so just that really small area in the outer corner of the eye. And then again, more blending. Like I said, it's all about blending to get the look to come together and look very perfected, because you want a blown out effect from darkest to lightest up to the brow bone. Now moving on to the deepest and darkest shade. This is a very deep, rich brown. This one's called Stolen Chocolate, and I'm going to apply that again with the very point of that pointed crease brush into the outer V, and I'm wedging it back and forth, doing circular motions with my brush, and again taking my time. Don't rush with this because it can get messy pretty quickly. Then to kind of help blend everything together, I'm going in with a very soft pointed crease brush. This is also by Morphe Brushes, and I believe I had a little bit of that second tan shade, the One More Piece, which is just like a mid-tone tan color, just to kind of soften everything, especially the edges of those darker colors, so that it all blends in pretty easily and very seamlessly. And then I'm going to take the first 2 colors that I used, Chocolate Love and You Need More, again the gold and the kind of taupey purpley shade, and I'm going to apply those in the same areas on the lid just to kind of intensify it, because when you blend a lot sometimes you can kind of lose some of your lighter colors. So I'm just going to kind of touch that up. And then moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to start with One More Piece, which again is my mid-tone tan, and the 3rd tan shade, which is called Pleasure Girl, and then Stolen Chocolate. So the 3 shades that I use in the crease, I'm going to basically do the same thing, starting with the lightest, working my way to the darkest, and blending that with that pencil brush on the lower lash line. Now I make it really thick because that's what I prefer. If you'd rather have it a little bit thinner, just switch to a smaller, more precise detail brush to kind of get it closer to the root of the lash. But again, I'm layering all 3 colors, blending as I go. Alright, and then right here I'm just taking that same pointed crease brush that I'm using, or I have been using. This is, I believe, by Daily Tools, and just sort of working that back and forth and just kind of softening these out before moving on to the inner corner. And I'm going to take the Chocolate Love and More color, which one is like more of like a gold and one is more of like a champagne-y pink, mixing the 2 of those, and that's going to be my inner corner highlight. And again, I'm just using a pointed like pencil style brush. And then for concealer, I'm using the Better Skin by Maybelline concealer. I believe mine is in the shade Light, and I'm taking a dual fiber crease brush to kind of buff this in and clean up and perfect the edges of my eyeshadow, instead of doing the shadow after concealer, because then, you know, all the dark color kind of falls out and can kind of make the under eye area look really dark. So I've been doing this step last or after the eyeshadow, and it's made a tremendous difference in the way everything looks around the eye. Then I'm setting that with the e.l.f. HD under eye setting powder. It's a translucent powder, and I'm also using one of the studio brushes by e.l.f. I mentioned that in my vlog, how much I'm really loving those brushes, and I mentioned them also my favorites for the last month. Then I'm moving on to some eyeliner. I'm using the black liner by Ardency, and it's the Modster liner, but any black would work. And then I'm taking a really dense brush with the darkest brown that I use, which is called Stolen Chocolate. Again, that's the matte, really deep color. And I'm going to wiggle that into the lash line where the liner and the root of my lash meet, so that there isn't a gap between the liner and the dark shadows. I don't like how that looks, so I just kind of took the extra step to blend everything in together. Also going to take that same black eyeliner and tightline. Because I'm not using false eyelashes, I think it's very important to tightline when you're doing darker looks like this. And I'm going to take some liquid liner. This is the one by Makeup Revolution, which is so great. And I'm using a really tiny detail brush from Daily Tools to apply that. But first I'm going to do a bit of smudging of the black pencil, and then I'm going to layer over that the liquid liner. And just kind of layering them back together, like back and forth, you know, a little bit of pencil, then some liquid liner, and then a little bit more pencil, and kind of smudging it and making it into like a sandwich effect. I don't know, I love the way that looks. And then I'm also going to be winging it out. Optional, you don't have to do that. And if you wanted to, you can also throw on some false eyelashes. This look would be beautiful with lashes. And for mascara, I'm using the CoverGirl Supersizer on the bottom, as always. And then for my upper lashes, I'm using Better Than Sex mixed with the Roller Lash by Benefit. I got the mini from Sephora. And this is the completed look. I absolutely love the way this came out. This would be perfect for absolutely any occasion. Anybody can recreate this. It's super simple, and it's sticking to one palette and not having to bust out anything else from any other brand to do this entire look. I love it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed that tutorial. I didn't do my whole routine because I have recently done a full routine. I believe I called that the like metallic purple look. I don't know. One of my latest tutorials, I will link it down below. I did the full shebang and I sped up through it because it's a lot of product, but I'm using the same thing except for a different blush, which will be listed in the description box as always. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in for this video. I appreciate you being here with me today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, thumbs up the video, and leave your comment down below if you like the look. If you want to see more from Makeup Revolution, let me know, or any sort of video request, I'll be more than happy to do that for you. And have a fabulous day, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.